When David Lynch was 13 years old, his best friend Toby told him his father was a painter, and he decided at that moment he wanted to be an artist. Here's the story of how it happened.
Toby told me that his father was a painter, and I had signed up all science for high school. At that time, well, the year before, I really liked science. And Toby tells me his father's a painter, and I'm looking at him and I feel a little bit sorry for him because I think he's like a house painter. And then Toby said, no, he's a fine artist painter. And a bomb went off in my head, and all kinds of explosions happened in my head. And from that moment on, no more science, totally wanted to be a painter. And Toby took me to his father's studio that weekend, and I just was 100% the art life. It just opened up a door that was just incredible. And so I owe Toby so much. That's the problem.
Then, after he finished his art school education in 1966, he took a trip to London at the age of 21, and a chance encounter with the paintings of Francis Bacon changed his life. According to a popular myth, Lynch's interest in filmmaking was generated when he asked himself, how would I do a moving painting? After one of his paintings was moved by the wind. The unsettling art of Francis Bacon played a major role in showing Lynch how visual images can have emotional momentum and can even project movement. Looking back on the experience of discovering Bacon, Lynch described it as a beautiful storm and absolutely thrilling. During an interview for the Los Angeles Times in 2007, Lynch admitted, "I can't think of a more influential artist than Francis Bacon," explaining where it all started. He said, "I saw a Bacon show in 1966 at the Marlborough Gallery in London, and it was really one of the most powerful things I'd ever seen in my life. The subject matter, the style, they were united, married. It was perfect."
A particular thrill came in 1966, I believe it was, at the Marlborough Gallery. I see paintings by Francis Bacon, and it was, like you say, thrilling.
And the influence of Francis Bacon through the filmography of the director David Lynch is very apparent. Similarities between many Bacon paintings and iconic scenes from Lynch's most famous films are not hard to find. Portrait of a Man, 1953, and Two Figures at a Window, 1953, are the visual inspiration for Twin Peaks, as well as comparing the look of the protagonist of Lynch's 1980 masterpiece, The Elephant Man, to Bacon's self-portrait, 1969. In my experience, people who like Lynch's films also love Bacon's paintings. It would be too simple to say that both artists exposed the dark underbelly of society or revelled in the unconscious. Lynch wasn't interested in giving us generic, spooky images. He cultivated very exact nightmare visions. Think, for instance, of the encounter he contrived in 2001's Mulholland Drive, the one that took place in a parking lot at the back of Winky's Diner. The actual figure of horror was almost absurd, a person with matted hair and a filthy face. But the context was perfectly calibrated. Lynch wanted it to be terrifying to this very particular, almost intolerable degree. Furthermore, Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive all explore familiar themes of fragmentation and emotional dislocation, using surrealism to express extreme psychological states. What's your favourite David Lynch film? Leave your comments below and subscribe for more videos every week on the lives of the artists.